Goddess, I need to read this again because it was a very long one. If falling in love is not real love, what is it? Dr. Peck concludes that falling in love is a genetically determined instinctual component of mating behavior. In other words, the temporary collapse of ego boundaries that constitute falling in love is a stereotypic response human beings to the configuration of internal sexual drives and external sexual stimuli, which serves to increase the probability of sexual pairing and bonding so as to enhance the survival of the species. Whether or not we agree with this conclusion, those of us who have fallen in love and out of love will likely agree that the experience does not catapult us into emotional orbit unlike anything else we have experienced. It tends to disengage our reasoning abilities, and we often find ourselves doing and saying things that we would never have done in more sober moments. In fact, when we come down from the emotional obsession, we often wonder why we did those things. When the wave of emotion subsides, we come back to the real world where differences are illuminated. How many of us have asked, why did I get married? We don't agree on anything. Yet, at the height of the in-loveness, we thought we agreed on everything, at least everything that was important. Rational, volitional love is the kind of love which the sages have always called us. Does that mean that we have been tricked into marriage by the illusion of being in love? We are now faced with two options. One, we are destined to a life of misery with our spouse. Or two, we must jump ship and try again. Our generation has opted for the latter, where an earlier generation often chose the former. Before we automatically conclude that we have made a better choice, we should examine the data. So listen to the data. The data on marriage is very important. Presently, 40% of first marriages in this country, I'm talking about United States of America, 40% of first marriages in this country end in divorce. 60% of second marriages and 75% of third marriages end the same way. Apparently, the prospect of a happier marriage the second and third time around is only substantial. Research seems to indicate that there is a third and better alternative. We can recognize the in-love experience for what it is, a temporary emotional high, and now pursue real love with our spouse. That kind of love is emotional in nature, but not obsessional. It is a love that unites reason and emotions. It involves an act of the will and requires discipline, and it recognizes the need for personal growth. Our most basic emotional need is not to fall in love, but to be genuinely loved by another. To know a love that grows out of reason and choice, not instinct. I need to be loved by someone who chooses to love me, who sees me something worth loving. That kind of love requires effort and discipline. It is the choice to expend energy in an effort to benefit the other person, knowing that if his or her life is enriched by your effort, you too will find a sense of satisfaction, the satisfaction of having genuinely loved another. It does not require the euphoria of the in-love experience. In fact, true love cannot begin until the in-love experience has run its course. We cannot take credit for the kind of generous things we do while under the influence of the in-love obsession. We cannot take credit for the kind of generous things we do while under the influence of the in-love obsession. We are pushed and carried along by an instinctual force that goes beyond our normal behavior pattern. But if, once we return to the real world of human choice, we choose to be kind and generous, there's real love. The emotional need for love must be met if we have emotional health. Married adults long to feel affection and love from their spouse. We feel secure when we are assured that our mate accepts us, wants us, and is committed to our well-being. During the in-love stage, we felt all of those emotions. It was heavenly while it lasted. A mistake was in thinking it would last forever. But that obsession was not meant to last forever. In the textbook of marriage, it is, but the introduction. The heart of the book is rational, volitional love. That is the kind of love to which the sages have always called us. It is intentional. That is good news too. That is good news to the married couple who have lost all their in-love feelings. If love is a choice, then they have the capacity to love after the in-love obsession has died. And after the in-love obsession have died, they have returned to the real world. That kind of love begins with an attitude, a way of thinking. Love is the attitude that says, I am married to you. I choose to look out for your interests. Then the one who chooses to love will find appropriate ways to express that decision. But it seems so sterile. Some may contend. Love as an attitude with appropriate behavior. Where are the shooting stars, the balloons, the deep emotions? What about the spirit of anticipation, the twinkle of the eye, the electricity of a kiss, the excitement of sex? What about the emotional security of knowing that I'm number one in his or her mind? That is what this book is all about. How do we meet each other's deep emotional needs to feel loved? If we can learn that and choose to do it, then the love we share will be exciting beyond anything we ever felt when we were infatuated. Okay, so I'll end here. Said a lot. So I think I'm gonna end here. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna check all the comments. Let me go back. Because when I was reading, I didn't bother to read comments. So I'll go back up and see if I can catch some of the loose ends. The giant of Western North. See you with your likes and gift. Thank you. So started off having a casual, friendly chat with viewers, which turned into me reading the book titled Love Languages. Akwantu Munsem.